Hi, welcome to my research facility. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate you taking time out of your day to be part of my research study. Thank you. Yeah, so today's study is focused on ASMR and what it does for you, what it does to us as humans. The study will be focused on tests to really get an understanding on how it affects our mental state, our physical being. And I find this really important and fascinating because ASMR is a phenomenon that we are really, discovering in the past few years. It's always been a thing, but we didn't have a name for it till 2010. And so really getting an understanding on how it makes us feel and what it does to us is just important information that I would really like to figure out. So yeah, these tests today that we're going to be doing are not going to be hard or invasive or anything like that. This is just to test the triggers on you, to see what kind of reactions you give us. Okay, so I will just take some information down, if that's okay. Okay, so first I'm going to take some information down, and I'm also going to ask you some questions that are part of this study. Does that sound okay? Awesome. Okay, I have my pen and my questions. Okay, first, can I get your name, please? Okay, and can I get your birth date? Okay, can I get your address? And zip code? Okay. Just making sure I have all the information I need. Okay, so let's get into the questions, shall we? Okay, well, when was the first time you experienced ASMR, if you can recall? Okay, when you were a child? You just remember it's like the sensation in the back of your head or down your back? Oh, okay. And how old were you, do you think? Around 7 years old. Okay. Just need to get every piece of information to really get a good picture. Okay. Now, when you first experienced ASMR, what was this trigger that gave you ASMR? Personal attention? Okay. And who was this given to you by? A teacher? Okay. Okay. And how often do you experience ASMR? Like, how many times a week? Okay. Do you seek out the sensation of ASMR? Or does it just come like randomly? Okay. Thank you for your feedback. And what are the best triggers for your ASMR at the moment, like in your current life? Okay. Whispers. Okay. And what else? Okay. Do these change over time? A few of them? Okay, yeah. That seems to be a trend for people. Okay. And do you know of anyone else, like in your personal life, that also experiences ASMR? And have you ever experienced tingle immunity? That means, have you ever gone through a period of time where even like your best triggers did not do it for you, or you would not get the sensation of ASMR? Have experiences. Okay. Okay. Just want to make sure I have all my notes in order. Okay. Thank you. I got all the information I need. Now, let's hook you up to our equipment. Okay, so to get an accurate measurement of your physical reactions to the trigger tests, I'm going to hook up a heart rate monitor, just a strap right below your chest, okay, like right where you can feel your rib cage start. And this is just gonna, just take your heart rate. It's just a monitor. And what this also will do is also give me a measurement of your breathing levels, okay? And it will tell my system if your breathing slows down or if it's, either sped up a little bit or normal, okay? So, can I just put this on you? Okay. I have it hooked up to my monitor here. Just making sure it's working properly. Okay. Just making sure. Can you take a couple deep breaths for me? Deep breath in. Okay. Deep breath out. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Good job. And one more measurement we're going to take is the perspiration of your fingertips. So I have this strap here that I'm just going to put on your fingertip, okay? And this is just going to, tell me the moisture in your fingertips, and that will also give us an indication of the physical responses, okay? Okay. And I'm just going to clip this onto your shirt right here. Okay. There you go. And you can just go ahead and relax your hand just right there on your leg. Okay, let me make sure it's working properly. Okay. Okay. It looks like it's all set up. And just to double check and really test how the equipment, how the system is working with you, we're gonna do a light test, okay? Is that okay? Yeah, I have a light. here in my pen. And I just need you to follow the light for me, okay? And while you follow the light, try to keep a constant breathing, okay? Okay. So, it's going to be bright, okay? So just follow the light. Good job. Good breathing. Good job. Very good, very good. Okay. Let me check the data here. Thank you. Okay. Seems to be working properly, so now we can start with the triggers. So the first test trigger is going to be the soft spoken voice, which I will be doing for you, okay? I'm going to read off something to you. I'm going to read you the definition of ASMR just to, have something to say to you. And I'm going to do it in a soft spoken voice, and all your physical reactions are going to be, taken, measured with equipment, so there's nothing to worry about. All you gotta do is just take in the trigger tests, okay? And at the end, I'll ask you a few questions, just so I can know the general picture on how that made you feel. So I'm gonna start now with the first one. Soft spoken. Autonomous sensory meridian response, sometimes also known as autosensory meridian response, is a tingling sensation that typically begins on the scalp and moves down the back of the neck and upper spine. A pleasant form of paresthesia, it has been compared with auditory tactile synesthesia and may overlap with frisson. ASMR signifies the subjective experience of low-grade euphoria, characterized by a combination of positive feelings and a distinct static-like tingling sensation on the skin. It is most commonly triggered by specific auditory or visual stimuli, and less commonly by intentional attention control. A genre of videos which intend to stimulate ASMR has emerged, of which over 13 million are published on YouTube. Okay, done with that test. How did that feel? Okay. Okay, moving on, we're going to do a whispered trigger test. I'm going to read the same thing, but in an up close, in your ear, whispered voice, okay? Okay. Autonomous sensory meridian response. Sometimes autosensory meridian response is a tingling sensation that typically begins on the scalp and moves down the back of the neck and upper spine. How did that feel? Okay. Okay. The next trigger test is going to be glove sounds. So I'm going to put these on and just make sounds with them, with my hands, by your ears. Okay. So all you have to do is just sit there and relax. Okay, let's start. That test. Okay. Next, I want to do just a little bit more glove sounds, but this time with personal attention. So, if it's okay with you, I will be just touching your face gently, okay? Okay. I'm just gonna get a little bit close here. Very good, thank you. Thank you. Okay, moving on to the next trigger test. We're going to be doing crinkle sounds, okay? So I just have some tissue paper. So let's get started. That was the end of that trigger. Okay. The next trigger test is going to be tapping. I have 3 things that I will be tapping on, okay? The first will be a plastic surface, okay? So, let's begin. Okay, so that's the end of surface number 1. Okay. Okay, moving on to my next material, I will be tapping on glass surface. This is a candle. It also has a wooden lid. I will also be tapping on it. Done with the second material. Moving on to the third and last material, it's just this notebook cover surface, okay? They have a definitely distinct, different sound of tapping. that is the end of those trigger tests of the tapping. And we have one final trigger test, and that is the trigger finger flutters, as it's called. This is when I do the motion like this and make the sound with the rubbing of my fingers together. Finger flutters, okay? Okay, let's begin. Okay, I think that is all for the finger flutters test. Okay, now that we finished our trigger tests, I'm just gonna do a little more notes for a second. Just really quick. Only take 1 second. Let me just unclip this. Okay, thank you. Okay, so that is all for our study today. Thank you so much for being a part of this research today. If you ever need more information or want to be a part of another study, you know where to find us. So yeah, I hope I can hear from you again soon. And there might be another part of this ASMR research study if all goes well and all goes like according to plans. So maybe I'll see you again. Okay? Awesome.